Hey guys, I'm Iron Eagle, and this is a rune level 30 Int Faith build. Now, a bit of background here. I already have an Int Faith build at rune level 185. It's got 50 Int, 50 Faith, a little bit of Arcane and Strength and Dex, so I can use Dragon Incantations as well. I can use some melee weapons like Death's Poker, Golden Order Greatsword. But with 50 Int, 50 Faith, I can cast 99% of spells in the game, and I've got Int and Faith scaling from the Golden Order Seal and the Prince of Death staff, so it's really strong, and just lots of different ways to play it as well. So I may do dual casting, so incantation in one hand, sorcery in the other. I'm running combos where I'm going in between them as well, or I can have that kind of melee right hand casting in my left. So I wanted to see if I could make an Int Faith build work at low level. So I thought I would aim for rune level 30 with +6 weapons, and it seems to work. So the starting class is Confessor. So Confessor's the optimal class for most Int Faith builds. So if you have some kind of requirement for Strength and Dex, then Confessor's the one to go for. So just as an example, obviously the most common Int Faith weapon in the game is Sword of Night and Flame. That needs 12 Strength, 12 Dex, which Confessor has, and it needs 24 Faith and 24 Int. Now, Confessor has 14 Faith and 9 Intelligence, so if you were to get the Stargazer Talisman, which gives you 5 Int, that takes you to 14. Then pop the Int and Faith tiers in your Physic, then you have what you need for Sword of Night and Flame. So the stats for this, I haven't leveled up Faith or Intelligence at all. What I did was put a point into Arcane, and then the rest I spread between Vigour and Endurance. So if you have the Stargazer Talisman, as I said, that takes you up to 14 Intelligence. If you then get Marika's Scarseal, which gives you an extra 3 Faith, an extra 3 Intelligence, that's 17 each, which is what you need for the Golden Order Seal, which scales with both. And then for sorceries, what you can do, if you're prepared to go into the game a little bit at low level, you can get the Gelmir staff from Volcano Manor. So someone in my YouTube chat told me about this, because I was using a different staff, but essentially you have to beat the Godskin Noble, and then you farm it from a wizard shortly before the warp gate to Audience Pathway. If you don't want to do that, the Demi-Human Queen staff is still pretty good at low level. So yeah, you can pick that up. So that's kind of the stats covered off, and the casting tools. Now for weapons, I did dabble with Sword of Night and Flame a little bit, but actually you could just pick any weapon and then put an Int or Faith Ash of War on it. Some of these clips you'll see me using the Sword of St Trina as well. So for the dual casting version of this build, what I was looking for was low FP cost versions of the spells I was using on my 185 build. So rather than say using Star Shower, I'd use Glintstone Stars, or rather than using Collapsing Stars, I'd use Gravity Well. And some of the finishes that I have, for example with Madness Incantations, rather than using Unendurable Frenzy, you can just use the Frenzy Flame incantation that you find in Weeping Peninsula. So yeah, somehow actually managed to make it work, and found some things that work together really well. So Sword of St Trina that I mentioned before, that's actually great. The Mists of Slumber, Ash of War, as long as you have enough poise so you don't get hit out of the attack, you can put your opponent to sleep. And then something like Catch Flame will finish them off in a couple of bursts. Or if they roll away, having a Gravity Fan stone handy, or just a throwing dagger is really good. Then for, let's say I want to use a Faith weapon, You can get Sacred Blade. You know, you can put Sacred Rings of Light on a spear, for example. So there's lots and lots of different ways to play it. I was actually really pleasantly surprised at how viable it was. What I would say is, you know, if you can get the 4 talisman slots, that's ideal. It was a bit more tricky when I was just running it with 2. You want to make sure you've got enough poise, so that means, say, getting the Arsenal Charm +1. You know, just so you can carry a bit more equip weight, for example. And then that 4th talisman slot, whatever you want to put on it. But yeah, like I say, just really pleasantly surprised at how viable it was. You just need to make sure you've got enough FP to get through the combos that you want to run, and you're managing your stamina. But yeah, I'll put the stats and the gear in the video description. So yeah, I hope you find this useful, and yeah, you should definitely try it in Faith at low level. Cheers.